Welcome back to the podcast where guys from the age of 14 to 26 can ask us, a 16 and 17-year-old who have never dated in their lives, dating advice questions.
Yeah, we're back.
With special guest, Serena.
Woo! Hi,
And
guys.
obviously Caleb, as always.
Yeah.
Is he still a special guest?
No.
No, he's just a guest at this point.
Yeah.
You're not special.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, also a special guest, Gideon and Gabe.
Hello.
Say hi.
Yeah, so we've actually...
Gideon is leaving the scene. He's like, I am out here.
We've actually got guys here now instead of just...
Oh.
But anyways,
Everywhere.
welcome to part 2, guys.
Yes.
Hopefully you enjoy this one much. Hey, you know what?
My
Leave a
lips are
comment
burning
in
now.
the chat on what you guys thought of the first one.
Yeah, please.
If you have ideas or changes or things you'd like us to correct or add, please do so we can make it better.
Yeah.
We need that feedback. All right, I'm starting off with the question. Okay,
Okay.
Spudson asks, why does my girlfriend hate me?
You don't have a girlfriend. Next.
You can't ask a question if it doesn't apply to you, Spud. Gosh. Real force. Here you go.
It says, if I time travel and meet my don't
Yeah, I like this question. I
don't
like
like
this
this
question. This is a good question.
Is this like Back to the Future?
I
Comments
was
at
on
him.
with Gabe.
Don't speak unless spoken to, Gideon.
Okay, if I time travel and meet my own mom, but don't realize it and think she's cute, but then realize that if I date her, I'll never be born, will it matter since it's an alternate world line and I don't exist in the other one anymore? And if I'm my own father/kid, will it create a time paradox? And should I take insomnia pills?
I'd like to think it would create a paradox.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
If you
also
watched
how would you...
Back to the Future, you would know these things. You idiot, you
Also,
moron.
okay, how would
Right.
you not know that she's your mom? Like, you would recognize her, right? And how on
No,
earth?
that's the thing. He knows it's his mom,
How
and
could you
he's
do that?
totally fine.
How could anybody be okay? Look what you...
Look,
You can't get jiggy with your mom, Rio.
that's some real weird Oedipus complex, and we're not gonna go into that.
I don't like this.
Gabe.
If you like Sigmund Freud,
Freud.
Freud?
Sigmund Freud.
if you like Sigmund Freud, you can go just
Why?
fly into
His hand dating Gabe. A worm. I don't
Okay,
know.
do we have the next question?
Yeah,
oh, wait,
Rio
were we
adds
finished
on.
with that?
I don't want to answer it. That's
Okay,
just
you
so creepy
should
to
take-
imagine.
You should like drink some chamomile tea for your insomnia.
You know what, Rio? I
Hey,
say
no.
go
You're
for it.
prescribed something by a doctor.
But would you be your own dad?
No, obviously. You know what? I say go for it. You know what?
No,
if she's not taken,
No.
she's your age.
Haley,
It's legal.
we can throw Sigmund
Nobody
Freud
knows
in
it's
the
his mom
trash
except for
can.
him. If he wants to live
Yeah,
with that
he knows.
in his conscience,
He
then
knows.
it's his mom.
This is
That's
not
disgusting,
okay.
Rio. You're a creep.
Don't
Is it
date
any
your
weird that you
mom.
mentioned that?
Serena, you
Next question!
Okay, Rio
done
adds
with
on
that
to it.
You're like a penguin with eggs.
Oh, how can I make my mother love me? You can't. Is that
Do you have a napkin?
It's
Caleb,
not a
give me
thing
a
that you can
napkin.
do. It's just, it's not.
This is not a napkin, it's a paper towel.
Hey,
Give it to me.
quiet in the peanut gallery. You can't make your mom love you. You can't make your parents love you. It's not a thing you can do. Either they do or they don't. And it looks like you have your answer.
Find love somewhere else, like God.
Squidtastic
worth.
videos
I'm gonna
asks.
say guys.
Prove your worth by
Alright.
getting a
Oh,
douche.
okay. Phantom or Raoul. I don't know
I
either
don't-
of
I've
those.
never
So,
watched
do you know?
it.
No?
Anybody?
I don't
Do
even
either
know.
of you?
Phantom.
What is
Alright,
it?
Know what they
fine.
are?
Do you know what Phantom and Raoul are?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
Phantom
so what
sounds
I'm
cooler.
hearing is Squidtastic is that nobody cares.
Yeah.
Next question.
Would it be acceptable to change your contact name of your girlfriend from her in real life name to the nerd emoji and pig emoji?
Definitely.
That's fine. Go
It's
for
great.
it.
I love the nerd pig.
You know what?
I would be
But
honored to
however,
be
however,
nerd.
if
I
it's a
love
boyfriend,
the-
not acceptable.
What?
Hold on. I
It's not
love.
acceptable if it's a
We're
boyfriend.
not asking guys for dating advice, Gideon. Get
Yeah,
out.
Gideon, shut up.
Okay, fine.
I love the thought of calling my boyfriend and his phone ringing
Okay.
and it
Being nerd
being a
pig.
pig.
Yeah, and it's like the nerd pig.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
pig's calling
Okay.
me. My girlfriend's a pig. That's a smart idea right there. That's like a one-way ticket to her loving you forever is calling her a pig.
Speaking of,
Just
look,
Serena's really fighting for
Thank
that
you,
nerd
Gideon.
pick.
I just want
Ah,
to be someone's
Spudson.
nerd pig.
Well, you can't be mine.
I'm super boring. How do I not be super
Good.
boring? That's
Ow.
actually, you know what? I
Super
think
boy?
this is boring. I think this is the one legit question, so I'm actually gonna try to answer
Yeah.
it because all of the other ones are not. I
Can
feel
read
like
comics.
if you're boring on your own, then that's just who you are, and you're gonna find somebody that accepts your boringness. If you're one of those people that goes to summer camp and sits in their cabin and just does absolutely nothing, nobody's ever gonna like you. I'm just kidding. No, don't be
yeah, if you are
lazy. There's a
secluded.
difference between being boring and being lazy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the thing is, one thing they've asked a lot of questions about, like, telling girls your hobby. Like, should I tell her? Should I not? And the thing
Yes.
Do it.
that's one way to not be boring.
Exactly.
Just be honest about what you like and don't like. And just.
I know you'll have likes and
You have-
dislikes. You just
yeah.
have to share them. The
If
only
you
way that
don't,
you're gonna
that's
be
boring.
boring to someone is if you just like never share anything personal about yourself. You like never talk or say or do anything that sparks up an actual like conversation or interaction. That's boring.
Yeah, just like
These poor
develop
guys, they're
hobbies
just-
and like talk about them. Be interested in things.
And if they
you
don't
will
accept-
be interesting.
If they don't
And if
accept
they
you for
think-
your hobbies, you're
Yeah.
probably too good for them.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Thank
Exactly.
you, Gideon. The first like actual comment that you've made that's been useful.
What do you mean? I'm always useful.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
I
but
like
what-
the next question. The next question actually ties into this. Squidtastic Video says, "What's a geeky hobby that you should probably not mention you have?"
D&D.
Just
No, mention you have D&D. Like that's great.
Okay. What Squidtastic?
I don't think that you should
I like-
have any hobby that you shouldn't
If
tell.
Unless it's an
Just
addiction. If it's an
disturbing.
addiction.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's
I
something
mean-
If
you
it's
should
an
open up
addiction,
about.
they're gonna
You should
find out
open
about
up
it.
about
Yeah,
it.
just be
My hobby is
honest.
drugs.
Don't be like, this is a great thing
My
I do.
geeky-
Crack
Be
cocaine.
like, I kind of have
My-
a problem with
My
this
geeky
bad
hobby
thing.
is drugs.
You know, I have a hobby with cocaine.
No?
I'm
You're
sorry.
gonna have, okay, but honestly, share all of them at some point. You're gonna have to figure out. You know, I think I don't know if you're like super. People like other people that are super open about everything. So I don't even think you need to wait to share your hobbies. If they think it's
Don't-
weird,
yeah.
then they'll leave. So
Yeah.
you don't even have to wait. You can just be like, look, this is all
Yeah.
of the geeky stuff that I like to do.
Yeah, if they think that you're like, they'll never react differently upon knowing your hobby, depending on how much they know you. Like, if it's a weird and you're afraid that they're gonna think it's weird, they're gonna think it's weird, whether they just met you or they've known you for 10 years. Like,
You just
What are your
cured
guys'
COVID.
view on the question for girls?
So I already forgot.
If girls have like geeky hobbies, do you care? Like, do you think
Depends
it's
on
not
what
do
it
you
cool?
think they should hide them?
Do you think they should
I don't
hide
think
them
they
or
should
share
hide
them?
them, but they shouldn't. I don't know. I'd respect them, but I don't think you should try to force other people to like your hobbies.
Yeah.
point.
My
That's
mom
a good
does
point.
soap making, but she doesn't make my dad do soap making. My dad makes beer, but he doesn't make my mom make beer.
And
They
that's
just
a
respect
sign
each
of
other.
a healthy relationship,
Yeah,
respecting
right there.
each other's hobbies but not forcing each other.
And that goes
Also
right
beer.
into last
Also-
week. I think it was one of the last questions we mentioned. If you end up having to change yourself for the other person, that's not a good relationship.
Yeah.
You need to dump them.
Love it, Serena.
Squidtastic coming in clutch with all these questions. Okay. If two girls are hanging out with one guy, how do I figure out which one is open season? Okay.
Don't refer to them as open season.
Walk up to them.
Which one is?
Hey, which one of you is open season?
Like,
It's
we're
better than
not
saying which one do I
game
want
to be hunted.
They're not.
Meat.
I don't know. Like,
Wait, what was the question? Really, I
if
just got
two girls are
distracted.
hanging out with one guy, how do you find out which
Well,
one is?
no,
open
it
season?
might be like both girls are just friends with the guy, you know?
Or both girls are fighting.
No,
with the
no.
guy They both don't want.
Either that or the guy likes
No.
both of them, so you walk up there. You know, I was just gonna say, just like ask the guy casually, like without the girls knowing, like if any of them
Make a deal.
are dating each other or not. But that wouldn't go well if the guy likes both of them or just likes the attention from both of them, because then he's gonna think you're weird. Just observe them. If the guy and like one of the girls is being like, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Well,
Like,
also just like
Touchy or something like that.
yeah,
Then
but also become friends with both of them. I don't know, like you
That's
know, talk to
true.
the girls It's not such
Or-
a wild
exactly.
concept here. Talk to girls. That's how you.
Just walk up and
begin
ask
dating.
them if either of them, or not either of them, but
Introduce yourself.
pick one. Pick
first
one
of
and
all,
ask if they're
go up
dating,
and
and then if they're
introduce-
like, no, I'm dating somebody, or I'm dating this dude, then ask the other one.
No, don't do
Right in
that.
front of
It
the other
doesn't.
girl.
It doesn't matter. Propose to her.
Hey,
Like,
wait.
hey, are you
Get
dating
down
anyone?
on your knee.
Yeah, I have a boyfriend. Will you marry me?
Get down on your knee, pull out a ring or an onion ring from your bag.
Onion
No,
rings
not
will
onion
get
rings.
any girl.
King pop.
Ring pop.
Ring pop.
Ring pop.
Hey, Pop.
Or what are those called? Okay, so let's say you're in Costco. You see this guy and these two girls sitting at one of the picnic tables. You know,
How
they
do you
have
know they're
outside
not
their
Mormon?
thing.
What if they're Mormon?
You walk up with your slice of pizza and your bag of Funyuns. You whip out a Funyun, a fresh, crispy one. Get down on one knee. Stare, if the girls are sitting next to each other, stare like in between where their shoulders are touching. So then they don't know which girl you're looking at, and you're just like, marry me.
Or do the
One of
weird
them will
thing with
answer
your
you
eyes,
first.
where you're looking two directions.
Yes, become a chameleon, stare both of them directly in the eyes. Say, marry me. You'll either get drinks spilled on you, or one of them will be like, oh my
Start
gosh,
chanting in
Wait.
Latin.
you saved my life. I will
Now,
marry you.
I'll do that.
You're forgetting
No.
about another alternate reality. What if they both say yes?
Oh no,
Mormon time.
Then you get two girls right
okay, you
there.
want a church
Every guy's
girl
dream.
who go to church
And
read her Bible.
I literally quoted that in the last one. So now it's gonna be, leave that in. It's gonna be in both parts, guys. It's a series now, and
Sorry.
that's something that we.
Sorry.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna do that now.
Squitastic
It's a
Videos
really good idea.
again. He says, and I'd like to point out that reading a Bible is great unless you see a guy in Starbucks reading Song of Solomon.
Song of Solomon is still the Bible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's-
This is.
I think
this
he
is
was
just
trying to make a joke and he failed at the joke because I think Song of Solomon is kind of cool. It's really boring. I changed my mind. It gets weird.
I've gotten arguments with my
It gets
family.
really weird. Oh, okay.
All right. Here's a special question from our very own Caleb.
At Queen, this girl wants to marry me, but she's 12 and she can't even speak English. Should I make a deal with her father, the king of Nigeria Falls? Or should I call the police? I think the police are gonna get called on you, Caleb.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
This isn't that bad.
I think Caleb has a problem. I think Caleb is a
King
problem.
of Nigeria Falls.
Where is that?
That would scare me.
No, that doesn't
I
say
said
think
that.
Niagara.
Is that
I said Niagara
No,
Falls.
it says Nigeria.
No, read it again.
I like Nigeria
Niagara.
Falls
It's
better.
You like it better?
Niagara.
Okay.
Nigeria Falls is in Italy, guys. Look it up. You know I'm right.
All
Don't
right,
argue with
let's
me.
move on. All right. Whammy says, what if she doesn't like Gilligan's Island because it's immodest?
Oh, just dump her.
Okay, everyone has
Hold
their
on.
personal convictions.
There's two
And
parts
so
to this
if
question.
it bothers her, then that's okay. You just respect that. Like,
What's wrong about Gilligan's Island?
There's nothing wrong with Gilligan's
I don't know
Island
what
except.
Gilligan's-
You guys don't know what Gilligan's Island
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
serious?
Do you know what Gilligan's Island is?
Yeah, I know what Gilligan's
You don't
Okay,
know what
is.
Gilligan's
right.
Island is?
Jack Black, bro.
Jack Black.
Serena. Everyone knows that it's Robin Williams. Come on, get it right. No. Okay, so there's two parts to this question, in my view.
It's a movie.
It's not.
It's a
It's a
series.
It's a show.
The two parts
Oh?
to this.
Do you not know what it is?
I know. I was thinking of Gulliver's Travels.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay, the two parts to this question that I can see: one, a girl liking Gilligan's Island, and two, a girl liking Gilligan's Island or not liking it because it's immodest. One, I'm not gonna choose to turn on Gilligan's Island if I see it on TV. Two, it's not immodest.
It's like from
She's
the
just
50s
weird.
or something, right?
Well, except there's like dresses and stuff.
They're on an island.
But you know what? There are people that don't wear like dresses or shorts and stuff because it's a personal preference thing. At least you know that she's not gonna dress like a hooker.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
probably better
so-
if she doesn't like it because of that instead of she does like it. Like,
And,
You know
and
her
less
thing.
than she does like it for that.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, oh,
That's
I
not
like
what I
it.
meant to
I like
Oh,
Gilligan's
I
Island
love
because of how immodest it is.
clad women.
Oh man, I love her dress.
no.
I just wish it was a little bit shorter. No.
Her
The power of Christ compels you.
compels you.
I think it's
repels you?
kind of a good sign if she doesn't like it, because then you know, okay, she's not someone who's gonna tolerate immodesty.
Word.
So, yeah, it's fine. Alright, next question.
Okay, from Rio. At Queen. If I'm Rio from the basement, will a girl like me? What if it's her basement? What if I'm not Mark from the bank?
Can we ignore?
If you're not Mark from the bank, kind of sucks for you. No, I'm just kidding. That was our point that we made in the last. You can be Rio from your basement as long as you're not creepy killer clown from your basement.
As long as you're in the
Creepy killer
basement
clown.
because you're
Shout out to the killer clown. That dude was a creep and he killed people in his basement.
Shout out.
I forget his name. I'll post it in the chat, or if you guys remember his name.
Like, follow, and subscribe to the killer clown in the basement.
No, he was literally a serial killer. Hopefully you guys know what I'm
Real.
talking about. Okay, well, while I'm looking up the next question, I'll find his name. He's a creep.
Cool. All right. So Undershadow says, at what point do I let my girlfriend into my Fallout bunker?
Never.
No.
That's sus, bro.
When you
What are you trying to do in
Only
there?
when she's your wife. All right, moving on.
Eye contact is
Put
not
a-
allowed.
put
Yeah.
a ring on that finger.
If you
Here's-
like it, then
wait,
you
wait,
should have
wait,
put a
here's-
ring on it
no, wait,
before
wait, listen.
showing her the bunker.
Listen,
I
wait,
can start
wait.
a Fallout 4.
Either you have to marry her first, or the nukes happen, and then you bring her there, and then you marry her there, right
Or-
away.
Or he could just be away. Like, he just on the other
Just
side
let
of
her
the world.
die.
Why not?
Just let her die.
No, you
Like,
can let her in while he's just away.
Yeah.
No, you know what happens in Greece too. Okay, so
No,
we
I don't.
don't.
I didn't watch Grease 1.
Well, the podcast people, no.
Greece?
Don't do it.
That's a country.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Wait, can we?
That's like
That's
taking a
also
girl into
cooking.
your bedroom. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Gross.
That's gross.
I like this.
I
next
would say that
question.
if the world is ending and that's literally
Serena,
the only way to
as my
survive,
special
that
guest,
would
would
be
you like
okay.
to read the next question?
Yeah, that's
I would
the
love
only.
to.
there.
That's what
Hold on,
So-
hold on.
Wait.
Killer clown, John Wayne Gacy. Look him up. He's a creep.
Okay.
Rio Force at Queen. When should I tell my wife of 42 years she's pregnant with our first child?
Okay, so she's going through a lot of stress right now. I don't think she's ready to know this until after she's already given birth.
42 years. Gosh dang.
Wait.
Well, they married when they were like -1.
What? How old
It
is
was
she?
an
Like,
arranged marriage.
how
I'm
old is
assuming
she,
it was an
like,
arranged
58?
marriage.
that's an old pregnant chick right there. Girls don't get pregnant at 58.
But what if they like
I think
got
I'm
married when they
11
were
years
2
old.
years old? You know, she's like an
11
arranged
years old?
marriage.
Dude,
She'd be like
42-year
she could
wife.
be like 62. If you guys got married when you were 20, she'd be like 62.
I mean, if she took hormones, she could like
62?
yeah. If you take a lot of stuff
I
that
think you're
messes you
skilled
up.
if you can hide your wife's pregnancy from your wife for 42 years.
Do you have like memory
wait,
problems?
wait. She was pregnant before.
Okay, here, Gabe.
Oh wait, what?
Loud
Is
and
it-
clear. Read this question.
The top question.
All right, Rio Force again. Rio Force at Queen. If I perpetually lie to my wife about everything in our relationship and only like her because she cooks for me, should I pay for her cooking for me?
Why would you pay? You get a free ride to free food. Why would you pay? If she is married to you
Yeah.
for that long,
If it's a conscience thing,
and you honestly hate her guts, but she still cooks for you, that's luck right there. Cause then you don't get the attack.
I think that's what's called an abusive
You-
relationship.
You get food,
Not healthy.
but you get food, but you don't get the personal attachment. This
Maisie
is what I've
has
been
issues.
talking
Gabe's
about.
laughing like, the food is the personal attachment.
That's what I'm
Hot
saying,
take
though, bro.
right there.
If you get free food, just do it.
Do you want to read it again?
Mm-hmm.
Read
Can
another
Gabe just be
All right.
our designated question reader?
For today, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This next question comes from
It's whammy.
Amy at Queen. Is it acceptable to ask a girl out on Instagram DMs?
Instagram DMs? No.
I wouldn't say.
Ask people out in person. Are you gonna propose to someone over the phone? No. And if you do, die in a
Of
hole.
course.
Hey, I mean, there are times when it works. I confessed to a girl once
Yeah, this is
through
why.
handwritten
This is
letter.
why you're single.
Through handwritten
Hold on.
letter.
Wait, hold on. Gideon, how old were you?
Hanlon.
15.
through a
Exactly.
handwritten
15,
letter,
ladies and
Handwritten
gentlemen.
letter.
that is
Sent it to
actually
her on her
sweet.
birthday.
Like, that's nice.
That's nice.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
But,
not,
I mean,
It
not
lasted 2
not
months.
not
But
really.
you're not married. I'd say it fair.
But no,
she
the
was
honest
too good. I mean,
the honest answer to this
she was
question
too good
though,
for you.
the other way around.
Caleb, shut up. The honest answer to this question though, please, from a girl, don't text important stuff like that. If you guys have already been dating for a while, then yeah, sure, I guess text and ask like, hey, you want to like go out to this place? But that's completely different. If you're asking her out for like the first time, do it in person, like a man, please. Doesn't matter if you're 14.
Be a man!
Doesn't matter if you're 14 and you're not technically a man yet. Be a man
He's
and
14.
just ask them out. No, I said doesn't matter if you're 14. Just
If you're
ask.
14, you shouldn't be asking someone out.
That's true. If you're 14, don't ask anybody out. Take our advice
Whoops.
from the last one.
I've made some dumb mistakes.
But yeah, just do it in person. It's a lot better. It's a lot more like sincere. Shows that you actually care. Next question.
Yeah.
Unless Elena wants to add.
No.
So from this next question is from Squidtastic Videos at Queen.
Leave the grunt in.
And then the burp right after.
That should be our intro. Caleb into the mic. Question time.
Squidtastic Video at Queen. When to invite to D&D, and should you be the DM, or would that lead to favoritism?
That's actually a good question.
Hey,
That's actually a really good question.
I would like to be invited to a D&D game.
Yeah, that would be sick. And
My parents don't like D&D though, so wait until I'm 18.
I mean, as long as you're not like consciously like
stealing
being
without
doing
magic.
favoritism,
That's true.
chill.
Invite me to a Lego D&D game
Lego D&D.
Like D&D?
or a
Yes.
Star Wars.
I played Star Wars D&D. It was actually really fun.
It is
Yeah,
fun.
invite me to one of those. I'll fly out to.
Make
Georgia.
sure that it's not just
No,
like
that's
a
weird.
I'm just kidding. I won't.
person,
That's-
though.
How old is he?
Who?
Squidtastic.
Said he was.
He doesn't live in Georgia.
Don't do it.
Okay, I'm gonna be. Can I give my answer? I'm
Yeah.
a DM. I've played D&D for 3 years. All right.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? If you guys
World-renowned
if you
D&D
guys have
player.
D&D questions, put them in the chat. Gideon's in the chat now. So if you
Oh,
have
yeah.
questions, at him.
But okay. So I haven't had this experience necessarily, but I've been in a group with this experience. So don't be DM. You can do so much cuter stuff if you're players. Like there's always like those like I hear about Catherine and like Chris McAuliffe who are always like playing couples in the game and having really funny dynamics. I think it's way more fun if you're able to be the player because even if you're DM, you're always going to have subconscious favoritism. I've noticed that. Like, I always have subconscious favoritism for Ben, because Ben's just my best friend. So I always end up giving him the cooler storylines, because I trust him more so than, like, let's say my friend Drake. Because Drake I've only known for, like...
Because Drake
You
sucks.
should send this to your friend group.
Because I've only known Drake for, like, 6 months, right? And he's in the group, but, like, I don't... I have a hard time trusting him with really cool storylines that are plot important.
That
more
makes
so than
sense,
Ben.
though.
So I wouldn't say you should be DM, but player, that's really fun stuff.
So you get to, like, mingle and stuff, I guess. Interact with the person more. That's a good question. You heard it from our D&D master guys.
You should do D&D, and you should be the DM and purposely kill her character
That's
off right away.
Way to break up.
Make her go home.
And then tell her that when you die, you have to sit in this room alone by yourself for the rest of the night. And make sure that you're her ride so she can't leave.
Oh, no. You have to assert dominance somehow.
Right. Assert your dominance right away.
Also, one more
You
comment
will
about
kill her off in group games. Next question. I'm sorry.
that. Squidtastic videos. Is owning a cat always a good sign?
Yeah.
Or should there be other criteria?
There should definitely
Wait.
be other criteria.
Wait, so she has to have a cat in order to be able to date her?
Or if,
Wait,
you
read
know,
it again?
that's the only...
I will be
Just
single
Having a
Serena.
cat a good sign or a bad sign?
Okay,
A
look.
good sign.
Okay.
Having a cat a good sign. It shows that she can take care of stuff, but also it shows that she's planning on being alone for the rest of her life.
That's true.
I have a
Hey,
question.
hey, wait a minute.
Wait.
Hold up.
We-
Guys actually has a question.
What if it's a fat cat?
Oh,
Um,
it doesn't really matter because
Fat
that's
cats
more
are
of the
funny.
cat's metabolism because we feed all our cats the same stuff and they eat about the same. And, like, one's, like, super skinny and then Leo's, like, a chungus. So, like, it doesn't even matter. Okay,
He probably stole
there
her
should be
food.
other criteria than just being like owning a cat, because crazy cat ladies literally just own cats. That's their only thing, and they could be like 70. So
Taylor
don't
Swift.
do that.
I want to add something because there was
Taylor
a study
Swift is a
I've
crazy
read.
cat lady, guys.
There was a
She
study
is.
about.
She has
what?
Well, there was a study I've read
Alone.
about analyzing women and cats. So pretty much, more career-driven women tend to be more involved with cats. But higher career-driven women also have a higher divorce rate. So what I do,
So,
being genuine,
you
what I
own a
recommend
cat.
is if they're older and have a lot of cats, they're probably really career-driven.
Well,
And it just
that's
depends.
because if you're going to work every day, you don't want a dog, but you want a companion.
Yeah.
So because don't want to leave it home all day. It'll rip up the carpet. It'll pee everywhere. You don't want a dog.
And
So a
dogs
cat
are
can
sick.
really
Cats
take
throw
care
up
of
and
itself.
pee all over your house and shed.
Okay, cats.
That's any animal.
Yeah.
Cats know how to use the litter box. It's just about training them, and they shouldn't be.
I
puking
trained my
all
cats
the
and they
time.
This is
peed
turned
everywhere.
into-
That's what my mom
Right.
said.
You're
Serena
talking crazy
argument.
cats. Okay, I've had like tons of cats. Okay, they rarely puke.
My dad
They
had a
use the
snake.
litter box.
You did?
Cats are
He
good
did.
for more like
And then,
if you're at a job
and
all the
then
time.
they
Wait, you
got
wanna what?
pregnant
But if
with
they have
me,
a
and they
copy
were
of
like,
Cats
well,
the
you should
movie, that's
probably
a
get rid
red
of the
flag.
snake.
immediately.
Do
Don't
not
get
date a
out.
person if they own Cats the movie.
I mean,
Yeah,
you'll be in a better position.
Gideon
Instant
brings up
escape.
a good point.
My
Also, if
dad
they're
had
a
like
furry.
big snake.
Don't do it.
And then,
Hey,
and
an
then,
important question.
wait, and then they were like, and they're like, well, we're gonna have a baby. We should probably get rid of the snake. 'Cause the snake doesn't, and so if the snake doesn't get out, it doesn't kill the baby. And so that's why I'm not dead.
Okay, cool.
Wait, what?
So that's the only reason.
Anyways, Undershadow asks, why do good girls like bad boys?
Why do good girls like bad guys? I've had this
Okay.
question for a really long time.
You know what? This is
So-
actually a good question because it's so true.
I've been
Okay.
a bad
I-
boy, and it's plain to see.
Alright, I'm going to sit this one out because I don't.
Do you want to go first?
So there's a difference between like rebellious and like a jerk.
That guy was
Both
So-
are terrible.
Well, no, like just a little bit of a rebel streak, just like not doing like anything illegal or anything.
Independent, yes, but
Like,
rebellious,
independent,
no.
Well, like rebellious against like the status quo or
This
whatever.
kind of
if
goes
they-
hand in hand with guys acting like idiots and
Mhm.
girls kind of thinking that it's funny as long as you're not
I
being
don't
reckless or
understand.
Yeah,
completely
there's
stupid.
just difference between rebellious and reckless.
I'll also bring in another. I've read a lot of studies. So another study done was that women tend to favor men who take charge more. Those
Yeah.
rebellious spirits
That's true.
tend to be,
Yeah.
they tend to
Like
they tend to
leadership
lead
roles type
things.
thing.
Yeah.
That
Right.
makes sense.
So
I guess.
if they're a jerk though, nice girls don't like jerks, but jerks tend to be.
I don't know. They
No,
like
no.
them at first.
Ego,
and then-
yeah, but egotistical people are really like they
Calling me
seem
out.
confident, and then they just see and they
That's
just turn
fair.
into jerks
That's fair.
because they want people to like them, and
want
so
their
they're
ego
nice to
stroked.
everyone. They're nice with quotation marks, But then once they get you to like them, they just kind of ignore you because they're like, I got that one to like.
Guys, it's
Dunked.
it's the love goggles because I'm not even gonna say love. It's the like goggles because if you like a guy, you're not gonna see all of the bad stuff. I don't know if you guys have heard of the ick, but it's basically this thing where once you like break up with someone or like realize that you don't like them, everything that they do or say or anytime you see them, it just disgusts you and you're like, ew, why did I ever date that? That's what girls get after they date one of those jerks that at first they thought was like the best person on the planet. But see, you guys, all you see is that girls are dating jerks, but the girls don't realize that they're a jerk until afterwards.
Yeah.
Because they're just focused on the good stuff, whether it be a lot or a little bit or barely anything. They're just focused on the good stuff. And girls kind of like think about if the relationship were better, like, and they kind of just ignore how it actually is.
They romanticize it.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, oh, instead of him doing this, he could do this, and then they just like focus on what they could be doing instead of what they actually are. So then the relationship continues longer than it should.
But like, you shouldn't just be like, if you consider yourself a nice guy, you shouldn't just be nice to girls if you want to date them.
Girls don't like a pushover though
Yeah.
either.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. Like,
stand your ground a little bit.
yeah, exactly. But like, yeah, be nice to everyone, and
Yeah,
girls
be nice
like
though.
that.
You can be nice and like still be somewhat of a leader.
One
Yeah.
time I held the door open for a guy and he said, "I'm not gay."
Is it?
Okay, that was so weird.
I know, I just thought of it because of what you were talking about. You were talking about being nice to everyone,
Just
and it was like,
be a nice
oh, that
person.
one time, that was funny.
And
Do you have
then-
anything else?
And
to add?
I was gonna say, if you're not like a leader, you can still develop those traits. Those are things you can learn.
It's more
Right.
just confidence.
Like
I
you can
think.
gain those
I have
That's
none.
the thing.
skills
Is
to
you don't
be
have
better.
to be a leader. You just have to be confident.
Girls,
honestly.
that's a solid point right there. It's the confidence that guys have because when they're rebellious, they have a lot more confidence than. You
Though
know,
confidence in the wrong things, to be fair, a lot
Right,
of the time.
they have confidence in the wrong things, but they're showing confidence
Yeah.
versus the guys who aren't, and that's why.
So yeah, just develop some confidence.
There's
I don't
answer
think
to
I'm
that
very
question.
confident.
Yeah. Well, Caleb.
That was
You're
a
gonna
really
be single
long
forever.
discussion.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
That was a
I don't
good.
even understand. I don't know why I don't
Can I ask an outside question really quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know when a bromance has gone too far? Outline.
Okay.
when
think
you
about
start
you
groping
and
each
Josh.
other. I don't know. I feel like if you just do that, like, aha, we're being gay and messing
Yeah.
around type thing,
That's just getting
that
attention.
takes things too far. It puts a like mask over what you're actually doing. You're literally groping your friend.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Don't do it.
What if I'm slow dancing with him?
No. Don't do that. That's
I've actually
attention.
it's funny though. That's the thing. I've slow danced with my boy Peter. It
Okay.
was so
If
funny.
you guys
It is
aren't like
funny.
inappropriately touching each other, go for it.
Dude, we left room for Jesus.
That's fine. That's
Yeah, as long
fine.
as you do.
You know what? Dance with your guy friends. You know what?
Do that.
Do stuff like that. You can.
Cuddling?
And you can be
And as long as it's-
physically affectionate.
If
as
you
long
can-
as you're not
maximum
making
of
it
5
weird.
seconds.
If you can cuddle
Cuddling-
without making things like
If you're making
making
everyone
fun of like
else
sexual
uncomfortable.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like, don't get sexual stuff. That's
Like yeah,
gross.
if you guys-
Cuddling
you-
is
it's-
fine.
You
The
can
guys
cuddle.
can be genuinely intimate, but like as long, like especially privately, like my boy Brett, like when we're playing D&D, he just lays on my knee.
What?
So,
I don't
to
wanna hear
answer
this.
Gabe's question, I think he's actually asking about specific instances. When you're doing it at church, it's not appropriate at all, especially because that is the wrong context. You're kind of enabling that. You can't, because if somebody else who is actually gay comes to church and is doing that, then they can't come over and say, hey, you can't do that, because they'll see you and your guy friend doing that. And with just a joke, it's just a joke, but then when they do that and it's not a joke, it's, you know.
Or even
Speaking
regular
of which-
relationships. I'll even argue for
Yeah.
regular relationships.
No,
straight-
definitely not. We
straight
don't
relationships
want
shouldn't
that.
be do that.
As a general rule, don't. Try to
just
not do
don't.
it. It's not the end of the
PDA
world.
is gross.
Uh,
It's as long as it's
And that's coming from Serena.
I think you guys, it's fine as long as you're being physical about stuff. That's about it.
So I'm gonna get back to the question.
okay. Good,
To the
good plan.
questions. All right.
Gay.
Anyways, Rio Force asks, if my girlfriend challenges me to a duel, should I accept? If so, swords or fists? Then he also puts in the comments, guns wouldn't be fair because girls are slow.
Okay, first of all, no, but you don't want to use guns because that's a lethal force. I say fencing.
Why?
All right, use a rapier and or a scimitar, and you'll be fine. Blunt the tips, or wear proper headgear and a suit. Fencing. It's cool. It's kind of romantic, actually.
It also
if you think about
depends on context too.
Yeah.
Because if you want to beat up your girlfriend, fists.
No.
Wait, what?
But if you're like not sure and you're timid, fencing. No one's gonna get hurt in fencing.
Well, you can bruise other people fencing.
We don't want to talk about that.
I'm just saying, you know. But that's like kind of like fancy, you know,
Or-
dapper.
Or rock paper scissors. You can duel people in many ways.
Do rock paper scissors.
Or you
thumb
can rock,
wars.
paper, scissors,
Thumb
No.
where
wars.
you slap their hand, and whoever chickens out first. That's a really good game.
That's not
What?
rock, paper,
Some
scissors,
words.
that's tennis.
No, tennis
I
is
prefer
just
rock,
where you
paper,
just
scissors,
randomly
blizzard
slap.
spot.
Why would you
Scissors
play
is
rock,
where you
paper,
play rock,
scissors?
paper, scissors. Whoever wins gets.
Arm wrestling.
Kind of fun.
If it's like, if you're like
If
having
your
a slap
girlfriend is
fight,
buff.
then I like that because it's like actually you're like,
Like has the biceps of a warrior.
I don't
All
know.
right.
All right, next
It's
question.
fun when you have someone that's messing around.
Next question from Whammy. Why do girls like short fuzz for facial hair similar to Indiana Jones facial hair?
Stubble?
No, when he says short fuzz, he's talking about
Oh, why do
14-year-old boys'
Yeah.
weird, like, neck beard.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
Indiana Jones stubble is like pretty good, but like neck beard.
Hold on, Serena.
Sorry,
She wasn't here for the facial hair conversation.
I'm sorry.
Do you like facial hair? And what kind? Or
Okay,
not?
it depends on like my relationship with the person. Honestly,
Depends
Really?
on
For a
the
boyfriend
for a boyfriend
or
I
a
don't know.
husband.
or a husband, I don't. Honestly, it's their choice with what they do with their face. I wouldn't want them.
Okay, but like, what do you prefer?
Oh,
Like,
prefer?
Yeah.
If you see
I
someone,
mean,
you're like, oh, they're cute.
I
Do they have
love-
hair or do they not?
I love scrunching beards. That's like my favorite thing. So if they have a good healthy beard that's like thick,
Could you imagine someone like scrunching?
and you just scrunch it. If they let me scrunch it, I would be just happy. I would be so happy.
okay.
But looks wise, it depends on the person, honestly, because like their
Yeah.
facial shape, their the thickness of the beard, the color of their facial hair. Because I've seen people
So
with
guys,
like
there's
rainbow
girls out there that
beards.
like facial hair. It's
Yeah.
not just me and Elena that.
Wait,
don't
I said
like
I
it.
like facial.
No, facial hair is disgusting.
If
Unless
you-
it's like
If it's wilt, whoa, what was that?
Teenage facial hair is gross.
It is. It's
Yeah,
disgusting.
teenage hair is
I'm not sure
the
what-
most disgusting thing. But
I don't think you can grow a mustache just because you hit puberty. It's
oh,
not gonna
well, that's
work.
the thing. Mustaches, no, mustaches.
Unless it's the Pringles.
I like-
Never.
That's the thing is
ever.
mustaches are normally the first thing to come in for guys.
Pedo
Yeah.
stash.
I was never
We got
told
Oh,
how
Oh,
to
we're
date.
going slow. Give me the phone.
Give me the phone.
Thank you.
How many questions do you mean Gabe missed?
Poor
Out of
Gabe.
curiosity.
It's useless now. Okay, guys.
Next question. From Squidtastic. Would winning Brawl get me a date?
Ultimate for sure.
They don't
depends
even
how they
know what
play.
brawl is.
No,
Because-
no. They think they're not
Super Smash
Brawlhalla.
Oh, okay.
Not
They're
Brawlhalla.
talking about a contest with Lego things.
Oh,
Oh, they're not talking
Depends
about
on
Super
who
Smash
Oh,
the
but
Bros.
I'll tell you what, Smash. Darn
Yeah,
it.
because
I
this
wanted to
person is
smack them.
a brick filmer, so they make
I wouldn't
videos
be
of little
able to.
mini figures, and there's a contest about that. And so they're like, okay, if I win this contest,
Because you're not Josh. and
only
also
if she's
it's
a
not
brick
fair.
filmer, maybe.
if you're a nice person,
Yeah,
I don't know.
if she knows that you were in Brawl, then that means that she's somehow connected to brick filming, which may actually end up getting you a date.
Who knows?
Next
that's the only
Really,
thing. Okay.
people
All
date
right.
for
So you're
weird
saying
things.
you'll only date a brick filmer then?
For
No.
sure.
Trio Force
For
says-
sure.
Do you say you would break? Break.
I
Yeah,
could, but not
put it
because
out
they're a
fire.
brick filmer. It's just a commonality.
Hey, like, can I
Like
read
Toasty
one?
Toes?
Yeah, Gideon can read
Toes.
Read one question in a row.
The top one.
Very top one. All right. This one comes from Rio Force.
Yes.
Saying, Lainey, are you desperate? And I'm gonna do a quick answer for her.
She's
and say
doing
yes.
a dating podcast. Guys, she's doing a dating podcast.
It's true.
She's spending her time doing a dating podcast. For guys who sit in their basements and play with Legos.
Lainey a date.
She's very
Lainey a
desperate.
date.
She'll just
Hashtag
text me
get
and be like,
Lainey a
Caleb, can you please give me a boyfriend? I need one by the time I'm 17, so I can date him for a year and be engaged for a year and then get married when I'm 19.
What? You want to get? Do you actually
This
want
is
to
your
get married
life
when you're
plan?
19 though?
What the frick?
Moving on.
Okay,
gonna
next
cut that out.
question. No, I like that. That's good. Keep it in.
That's fun to keep in. Okay. Rio Force says, "Will I be alone forever?" That's
Yes.
him asking it, not.
I'm sorry, Rio.
Okay.
Gabe's input.
I don't know you, but based on these questions, absolutely.
No, Rio's cool. You probably won't. You'll find a girl that likes.
As
Dr.
long as you
Has-
don't sit 2 seats away from her in the movie theater. He's done that before.
Hold on a second.
Wait,
Hold on. I'm
what?
gonna have a one-way conversation with you real quick, Rio. Okay, listen. You took a girl to the movie theaters.
She asked him out,
You,
so it wasn't like.
a girl took you to the movie theaters, and you sat 2 seats away from her in the movie theater.
And this is like before coronavirus. That's like not even social
Sat.
distancing.
Now listen here. Actually, my opinion, if I get asked out, I don't really want to go see a movie right away.
True.
Because movie theaters are just kind of sus. And, like,
Why?
I don't want to be in a dark room with a
Yeah.
sitting next to a dude.
But there's a movie.
You're so
I-
innocent, you
you're so
sweet summer
innocent,
child.
I'm not gonna do that unless we're like in a group,
Oh.
Yeah.
a trustworthy group. That's not like
So see, maybe he was smart.
that's
to
not
take
like
you
3
2 seats
couples.
away.
I mean like like a mixed group of people that are or aren't dating or both. But Rio, that's weird. But you know
Being
what?
honest with you here.
But you know what? I understand why you did it though. I think because
You were just
you could have just not been
standing
interested
here
in
before
her.
the Lord.
It would have been awkward to sit next to her. She may have had garlic breath. It's okay. That's just weird. But
garlic.
I like garlic bread.
If I were to watch a movie with a girl, I would just be completely paying attention to the movie, and then
That's a
Okay,
lie.
but what if you like
I-
panicked and were like, oh my goodness, I can't sit next to her. This is too intimidating. I'm gonna sit down right here. And then you're like, oh.
And then if you're the awkwardness of getting up and
Over,
moving.
it's like, you can't do that. You
Yeah.
sat down. You gotta sit.
You sat
gotta
down.
sit.
no.
Yeah. You
I
just sit there the
but,
whole
okay,
time.
no, I didn't mean I would completely
Okay.
focus on the movie. I'd focus on the movie, and then
But in the back of
Like,
your mind, you'd be like,
I'd-
I'm sitting next to her.
whenever something like that I thought was funny, or sad, or exciting, or something, I would look at her
Would you
to
put your
see
arm
what
around
her face looks like,
What if she looks at you? You guys.
and I'm just like,
Yeah, see,
I'd
you're
look
right
away.
next to each other.
I'd be like, oh.
And you're right next to each other. See, that's
said
the
first.
cringe.
What
This is why I don't want to go on a date to a movie theater right away.
Yeah.
If I'm
It's
like,
awkward.
I have an
Taco
add-on
taco.
question
you
to
know what?
this one.
I'll go
Also,
to a
I'd-
movie theater with someone if
Also,
I'm
I'd
like
probably have someone else
engaged.
with me anyways, so.
Yeah, group dates are the way to go. Okay,
Yeah.
Gabe has a question.
I have an add-on question to this.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to go to said movie, how much hand-holding is too much hand-holding?
Depends on how well you know her.
Are you
like
married?
if she's your wife, then
Okay.
hold hands all you want.
First date? Are we talking first date? Let's just say first date.
Okay.
Keep armrest up. Hold over armrest. Keep that armrest up, no matter what.
Yeah.
Keep it where the
Wait,
drink can
first
be
date. Don't hold hands. On
No,
first date.
not up down. Because
down.
they fold
yeah.
up.
Yeah, don't fold it up. Keep it down. In between. It's
Yes.
a barrier. It's leaving room for Jesus.
It's not, but
Hey,
People think it
like
is.
to pretend, okay? But no, if you put that up, then that's just leaving room for her to like just snuggle right in there. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Or for you to like
kill
punch
you.
her in the face.
Contact is a sin.
they're gonna kind of hate me for this. I don't know. Maybe they're like me too, but I don't really like physical contact like that stuff. I think if you're like dating for a while,
Yeah.
and like you know each other really well, and like you have a solid built up relationship before like
Yeah.
physical touch and stuff. Sure, I guess hand holding.
Also,
But like I don't
Yeah,
it's
context does matter.
it's not a good idea to just like, oh, I'm dating you now, so that means I can like constantly be hanging on you or like sit where like our legs are touching or like hand holding all the time and stuff.
Also,
It's not
it
true.
kind of depends on like how you were raised, because some people come from different families where like
Exactly.
physical touch, like in my family, you don't really like hold hands until it's like, okay, this is really serious. Now you can hold hands. Like,
Yeah.
And you're
yeah. So
comfortable.
anyway,
We'll
my
definitely
point
talk
in saying
about
that
it.
was like everybody comes from
Comfort
like
level.
I feel like
Yeah.
my family was very strict. I know families who are even stricter.
So
And so
like
it's
I'm
like,
not gonna
it's-
hold Elena's hand.
No
That's-
looking at them until.
That's
yeah, I'm scared to touch
Yeah,
a
no,
woman.
No look,
no
no,
eye
no eye contact, no eye contact until marriage.
Yep. That's it.
Anyway,
Like, oh
so yeah,
wow,
just
I didn't
remind
know
back
your
of
eyes
who
were
you're
marriages.
dating
green.
and what
What?
they're comfortable with.
It's a good thing to remember that you can have a completely solid and like beautiful, wonderful relationship without physical contact.
That's true.
Or with.
Okay. I'll
That
go out.
sarcastic guy. How does the doing of the asking the select female partner out on the so-called date be done? And what is the most effective method of doing such besides promising a feast of chicken nuggets? Dude,
No besides.
there is
Just
no
that,
actually
Chicken nuggets.
chicken nuggets
Taco
and
Bell.
No, chicken nuggets.
or
Taco
homemade
Bell.
or homemade mac and cheese.
Taco Bell.
No,
Taco
homemade
Bell or
mac
homemade
and
mac
cheese
and cheese?
slaps.
But it depends
Homemade
on whose
mac and
homemade
cheese.
mac and
Okay,
cheese it is.
that's
I've
true.
never had homemade mac and cheese.
What's wrong with you?
You're
Okay,
going
so
to at some
it
point.
really just
Okay.
depends on the girl. If the
Girls
girl
love.
likes ice skating, take her ice skating. You know, kind of thing. It's cute. It's a cute thing to do.
Also,
That
this
doesn't
is a
have anything
very
to do with.
this is a very off-topic thing, but girls
No off-topic questions.
girls do not
And stop.
need you to spend a bunch of money on them for
Yeah,
them to feel appreciated or liked or think. Some people like getting gifts, and you know, there's a difference between liking getting gifts from somebody and just like constantly burning a hole in your pocket.
Yeah, I think
You shouldn't. If a girl is constantly draining your money, that's not
that's
not cool.
Yeah.
I do not want to take someone's money. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Just
And it just doesn't, like,
the thought of someone like taking me out on a first date and then like paying for my stuff makes me feel bad.
yeah, I
Also-
agree, but, and it's like, it's money, putting money into it doesn't make it any more meaningful.
Exactly.
I
It
think
doesn't.
it comes down to love languages, guys.
That's what I kind of said last week.
So, like, do you guys know the
Like,
5
gift
love
giving,
languages?
yeah, and,
there's
like, gift
Yeah.
giving
giving,
is one
there's,
of them,
like,
and, like,
physical touch, there's acts of service, there's
Words.
words of
affirmation.
Okay.
I'm sorry, did I spit on
And
that?
then
Okay.
there's
I
quality
think I
time.
spit on the line.
So if your girl just wants to like watch a movie with you while you're socially distanced on the couch,
I just like
because
quality
don't-
time with
Yeah,
people.
quality time is great. And if they want to, if you want to show your love by giving them gifts, that's cool. Like, do that.
But also, please don't get offended if they. Okay. So here's the thing. I don't like physical touch really at all.
yeah.
I have to like.
I'm sorry. Right when you said that, I
No,
bumped you with
it's
my
fine.
elbow.
I'm not like.
touch.
I'm not like. Don't touch me at all. Like I will hug people. I'll stuff like that. But if someone's just like constantly, I just hate it. It's so I don't. So don't get irritated if they're
Don't
not
burn it.
responding well, because I mean I don't like physical touch, but I don't know.
Yeah.
God help me if I marry someone that's like super duper touchy. We'll have to compromise. But like
You have to cut their hands off.
Yeah, that's complicated.
that's compromising. But like if you are dating someone that likes giving gifts, just roll with it.
I think the most important thing, though, is communication about that. If you
Yes.
say, I don't really like being touched in the beginning of the
Yes.
relationship, that makes so much easier.
It really does.
And then, like, no feelings are hurt, and just say, I like to do this
it
instead.
saves
like,
problems too,
Yeah.
because then lines get crossed later, and then you're like, haha,
did you
you
not
touched
know
me and
about
I
it? Or,
didn't
like,
like it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't tell you about it, so it's kind of my fault.
Yeah, so, not to, like, victim blame here, but, just want to put in that in there. But, like, yeah, definitely communicate. I think that's the most important thing here about, like, your love language and how you express affection for someone.
Yeah.
And that comes in like platonically too. Like, I love spending time with people. I
Say
like,
platonically.
saying What?
Platonic.
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 Platonic?
I
Platonic.
don't care. Anyway, and so like if you say, yeah, I just love spending time with people, even like platonically, that's good. And then people will know, that you care for them, and that's romantically or, like platonically. And that's my 2 bits.
Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, next question. Alright, whoa. Ria Force says,
Oh man.
if I grow a mustache and curl the tips of it every time I look at my crush, does it make me more attractive to her? And if so, when can I when can I expect a full
looking so
makeout
serious
sex?
Elena, what?
I was gonna say session, and I started to say section.
I do too.
Mistakes have been made.
Shave that mustache, Rio! That is sin!
Mustache.
That is sin!
Start we.
Neighbors.
If I grow a mustache and curl the tips of it every time I look at my crush, does it make me more attractive to her? And if so, when can I expect a full-out makeout?
That's like
A full
stroking
makeout
the
session?
beard.
And also, is that question too racy for your Christian podcast?
Yeah, it's
Obviously-
too racy.
Obviously
You
not.
made
so I
it
couldn't-
worse.
Hey, don't be making out. That's my thing.
Yeah,
unless
not
you
for
marry.
That's your thing? You make
If she's just a crush,
Yeah,
making
don't
out.
make out. It's Serena's thing.
Stop
you
it.
can't make out until the 50th anniversary of marriage.
Yeah,
Okay.
What?
Don't do that. It's bad.
50th anniversary of marriage.
Yeah. As someone
Okay.
who has dated
Don't
people
make
before,
out.
don't
Rio,
do it. Don't. I'll kill
Okay,
you.
the curly mustaches reminds me of one of those like villains that
Yeah.
tie like
Yeah.
girls
Sasha
to
says you may now kiss.
railroad tracks,
Rainbow.
railroad tracks in like those old movies. You know what I'm talking about? Like the creepy dudes with like the curly handlebar mustache, or not handlebar.
Nobody
mustaches,
likes
the
that.
curly mustaches. We told you about this. You can't.
Sacrifice.
Just not
With
good.
the different style of mustache comes a different era of creepy stalker, murderous, psychopath dude.
Literally no mustache. Looks good.
It looks
He-
good.
Don't do it.
Okay, but I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again. Rio looks fine with like the beard and like the trimmed mustache, like a trimmed beard, trimmed mustache. It looks fine. Please, if you shave your beard, shave your mustache off. Shave it
so
off.
bad.
I should do that.
And who
No.
else was that? Orion.
Orion.
Orion. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
What did you
another thing
throw
on
at
the
me?
My
shaving
mask.
thing. I just
Hit
want to
my
add,
ear.
Yeah.
Sorry.
like, if you get really bad acne when you shave, grow a beard. You know,
Oh yeah.
that's a thing.
You can. There's ways to like prevent that though.
Well, yeah, but like
You just have
even
to figure
then,
it
like
out.
if you have really sensitive
It's
skin, you
frustrating.
might just
Yeah.
not
It might
need
just
to
be
shave.
easier.
Yeah.
Or if you cut yourself every time you shave because you're a dingus.
Practice, Gideon. Practice.
Okay.
I have
No mustaches. Sick of mustache questions. They're ugly and gross. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Which one is it at the
It
top?
is
Rio's.
This one. We are near. Ooh. Is that one? By Large Marge.
Large Marge.
If a girl is not facing me and she touches her hair, does it still mean she's in love with me and will marry me at very short notice? Yes, it does.
Yep. Okay.
Yes, it does.
Moving on.
Actually,
Girls will do that.
girls will literally
Girls
do
will
that.
like pretend that they don't notice you.
Girls will.
So I want to point out.
You were
that,
saying,
like,
are you That's
What this is?
Serena. That's
What?
kind of sus.
What?
Serena is
I'm-
giving Gabe a head scratch.
Like he's a dog.
Gabe can't be confused himself, so Serena has to be confused for him.
Okay, but no, you were trying to be silly, but girls actually do this.
Yeah.
Um,
They do?
Yeah, they do.
Dude,
Girls-
how complex is a girl's
I mean,
signals?
okay, no, okay.
Girls.
But the thing is, every time they do that, do not assume that that's what
No,
they're
don't
doing.
assume.
I know.
Sometimes
It's very
girls
But
much
also,
okay.
they're not
Long
doing
hair
it
or
to
hair.
set
I
it-
just
in the
always
way.
pretend it's not because they need to know that's not gonna work.
But also, Gideon, girls do it,
Girls.
but they're
look
not
away
doing it
while
as a
touching
signal
their
for
hair.
you.
Is that
They're
like a
just
signal?
doing it so you notice them. They're not. I don't. They
It's
let's
attention
say-
seeking.
They're not
It's not
expecting
like,
anything
oh, I
out
like
of
this
it
guy,
might
I
not
want
be
to reel
directed
him in.
towards
It's
you.
just
It
like,
might be
Yeah.
directed
I want
at the guy across
attention.
the room.
Did we mention in the other episode that girls, like, if they like someone, a lot of the times, if they're not, like, close with the person, they won't look at them?
We did not mention.
We didn't mention that? Okay. Girls, a lot of times, if they like someone and aren't, like, super close with them, like, friends or hanging out and stuff, and not comfortable with them, they won't, like, look at them. They'll try
Girls don't
to...
look at me all the time.
They'll try to avoid them.
You make women uncomfortable.
They'll
Oh.
literally, girls will see someone that they have a crush on and turn around and walk the other direction because they like don't know what to do with
get
it. So
nervous, you know.
yeah, they get nervous or whatever, but
Girls are cute.
they don't they avoid you, which is counterproductive because if you like someone, then don't.
Well, also if you're having
purposely
like a
avoid them.
bad hair day or you think you look weird.
No, besides
then-
that, you could be looking your hottest and
Yeah, that's
you're
true.
still gonna avoid the dude that you like.
The
No.
next question. Alright. Squidtastic Video says, is it bad to be a super picky eater? / when should you mention allergies?
Mention allergies right away. Can you please try to get over some of your pickiness?
Okay, so like I am kind of picky, but like I will eat anything if it's presented to me and like
I won't
someone
eat
made it for me.
mushrooms.
Exactly.
You know, like, or like if I'm going to someone's house, I'll just eat it. But if I'm at my house, I can afford to be a little bit pickier because my parents know what I like.
Yeah.
So I just like with my pizza, I don't like pepperoni, so I like to just pick it up and give it to other
What?
people. It's like it's
Yeah.
like a present.
It's the
It's a
thing.
gift,
A lot of people don't like pepperoni.
and you can just pick that up. But like,
I'd rather
if
not
it's
eat
awkward,
pepperoni pizza.
you know, then just eat it.
I like
Yeah.
Suck it up,
Yeah,
and
suck it
also don't
peel
eat
it
the
off.
thing you're allergic
Pepperoni
to.
first,
Don't
not
bring
pizza.
that
I think
up, like,
allergies,
first
like,
date.
by the way, I have like, I can't have peanuts and she feeds you a peanut, don't eat the peanut.
Yeah.
You buffoon.
So I think allergies are important to bring up in case you go on future dates. And like if you're allergic to seafood, bring that up the first date so she doesn't take you out for sushi.
Yeah.
You know, because that'd be real awkward.
That was-
Take out your EpiPen.
Okay,
So-
but mention the allergies. If you're
That was bad.
define super picky. If you're super duper picky, please try to get over some of it because nobody likes picky people that are like, I don't like the crust on my sandwich. I'm not gonna eat this because it has sunflower seeds on it.
Basically, don't date people who make that noise. Don't be the person who makes that
Don't be
noise.
that.
Don't be the person that sends their burger back to the kitchen because it has onions on it. Just pick the onions off. I'm sorry. That's
That's
Pet
true.
peeve.
Yeah.
If someone puts mushrooms on my burger, I'm gonna take them out and wait till the waiter that brought us meat comes by. I'm gonna grab it, chug
No,
it.
okay, oh my gosh. Okay, moving on. Okay, Feinstein says, is it a bad sign if a girl likes Studio C? The newer videos, yes, it is a very bad
The
sign.
newer Studio C?
Yeah.
Old
I
Studio
have
C's classic, though.
Yeah, old Studio C is good. But old Studio C, I mean new Studio C, is terrible.
Dude, it's because all the good people left. Mallory and all those guys? Come on.
It might also mean they're Mormon because
Sterling.
Studio C.
Am I the only one that doesn't know what Studio C is?
Yeah, you
It's
are.
a YouTube
Yes.
channel.
What is it?
And they
It's
make
just people that
skits.
make-
know
That's
that I
the
know what it
video
is.
where it's the
We have
goalie
one
and they're like
question
getting
left.
hit in the
Should
face.
we just
you-
ask
they
it?
played
Let's
that
just
one.
I
ask
feel
it.
like we need,
Yeah,
even though Gideon's not a girl, he could probably give good advice. Squidtastic video says, how to invite a girl to D&D.
Okay, here's what you do.
Step by step.
Step by step. Okay, first, you slide into her DMs.
Oh
Okay?
my gosh, don't do
Head
that.
Head
That's terrible advice. I'm gonna cut you off right there. Don't do that.
first,
Don't do
head
that.
first right into her Instagram, okay? And then be like, okay?
It was unsure hand motion.
Okay?
I have a
And then-
feeling Gideon has no idea what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
okay, Gideon hasn't
Now,
invited
here's how you
women to
actually do it. Now,
D&D.
I have a D&D Discord. I invite
What's your
them to
address?
D&D Discord, and then bam, just talk about
Okay.
it like
Say
a
it
normal
now.
person.
Take advice from Gideon.
Just say it.
Just
Do
ask
as
them, be
Gideon
like, do you
does.
want to play D&D?
Yeah. All right. Well, that is the last question. I think that is a good
Enough.
place to end. So thank you for listening, and thank you to our special guests.
You're welcome.
And
If only I could
All right.
leave.
please come back.